right, hello wine drinking people. Today is Tuesday, the 22nd of May, and we got a couple events this week, but they're both sold out, so we really don't have anything to promote as far as that goes. But hey, we've got a new venue coming online for events. We will be doing events at the Edge Restaurant, the Four Seasons Hotel on Brickell coming up. The first one is on the calendar for Tuesday, June 12th. So check that out. The lineup of wines is already up there. The menu is already up there. These guys are amazing to work with. So looking forward to that. So our wine drinking people in Miami now have a place to drink with us. All right. Well, I'm just looking around the store, and, all these 09s just keep arriving from Bordeaux. And I remember this UGC tasting that I did in January, and 109 wines on the table. It took me 4 hours to get through everything. I remember I got there an hour early because I wanted to get some good notes on these wines. And, man, it started with the Saint-Emilions to the Pomerols, and these wines were so incredible. You really didn't notice how heavy the tannins were because they were so ripe, but by the time I'd gotten through the Pomerols, I don't want to say my palate was wasted, but I can make it through about 100 wines and get good notes on them, but I got the best notes on these two regions, and it is a superstar vintage for all over Bordeaux, but to me especially for Pomerol, one of the standout regions in 2009. These Merlot-based wines, that's right, Merlot is what we're talking about. We're talking about Pomerol. It is the smallest of all the major appellations with just 2,000 acres dedicated to vine. There's only a few big estates here. Most everybody produces under 5,000 cases. A lot of the great producers, just a few thousand cases. So these wines can be very hard to find from great vintages like 2009. Pointe, well, one of the best values on the table. And this is a large estate. They produce about 10,000 cases of their first and second wine, and today it's hard to find, like I said, some of the great properties. Clanay, Chateau Petrus, the most expensive wine coming from Bordeaux today hails from Pomerol, and this wine, $2,000 a bottle on release on futures in most vintages, or the last couple of vintages. In 2009, wine has probably topped that price today because it's arrived on some retail shelves. And hey, we do have some top-level Pomerols also that arrived, but today to get a great Pomerol for under $100 or $50, around $50, it's getting harder and harder to find. Pointe is a property on the move. This was established, property was sold to the Generali French, insurance company in 2007, and these guys have been hired some of the best guys in the business, Eric Monterey and Hubert de Bouard from Chateau Angelus, to turn this property around in just a few short years. Well, let me tell you, the 2009 Pointe, the best young wine I've ever had from this property, and this wine has got a lovely nose of sweet herbs, tobacco spice, very plummy, one of the hallmark signs of Pomerol, a lovely currant berry fruit, along with this bittersweet cocoa, this really exotic nuance to the nose here. Lovely seduction and forward fruit on the palate, but this wine needs some time, like most of these 09s. Like I said, you don't notice the tannins until you drink a lot of them. Just very, very ripe, very balanced. This is a wine for the cellar 10, 20 years from now. Well, Pomerols, around 15 years is when, they peak, and most people feel they peak in a vintage like this 2009 vintage. Hey, we've also got some other wines that have arrived from 2009. The best wine on the table was the Clanay that day. Killer juice. This wine had this lovely toffee and toasty oak, really lovely nuanced bouquet, a lot of ripe currants and plummy fruit again, and that black bittersweet cocoa and black earth. Lovely complexity to the nose here. Just lovely layered and concentration on the palate. This wine, although not a powerhouse like some of the wines of the left bank, had a lot of flavor and a lot of complexity and that lovely elegance that Pomerol has. 100 points from Robert Parker for under $300. It's $3 a point. Maybe the cheapest wine of the 100-point wines. Well, there are 19 of them in 2009, making it the greatest vintage ever, according to Robert Parker Jr. Well, check it out. Everything that we've got left from the 2009 vintage on this email. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying, remember, always drink the good stuff first.